After being teased by her classmates for being poor, a girl decided to marry a super rich man who was 2 generations older than her. Since then, she has intentionally or unintentionally neglected her boyfriend and has been trying to persuade her best friend to tell her brother to give up on her as soon as possible, because once she marries into the mansion, she will have endless luxury cars and endless money. The boy did not give up, and once again his sister helped him to ask her to the roof. He said as long as she agreed to marry him. He said that if she agreed to marry him, he would work hard to earn money to fulfill all her wishes and let her live a luxurious life in order for his daughter to get married in a luxurious house. The old man once again asked the boss home on the pretext of serious illness and lied that he didn't know how long his condition would last. At the moment, he was most worried about his daughter's future. If he could marry his daughter, he would have no regrets. Jack was at a loss for words. Just when Lisa suddenly came home, Jack couldn't help but look at her beauty. Just as he was about to leave, Lisa suddenly stopped him. Jack didn't say no or yes to the GSG. He just said goodbye and left. The old man was furious at his daughter's unauthorized decision and scolded her for being a girl with no shame at all. If the boss changed his mind about this, then all his work would be in vain. So he took it out on his daughter again. Even though her father hit her, she immediately brought him water when she saw that he was not feeling well. When he got home, Jack thought about it more and more. He was torn between his best friend and his driver's daughter, and he couldn't bear to hurt either one of them. The next day, his best friend came to the door to apologize for last night. She said if you hadn't tricked me into going upstairs, your brother wouldn't have said that to me. She was so angry that she asked her best friend to leave. Unexpectedly, she came back and told her boss that she was waiting outside. Before Lisa could say anything, Jack asked her if she wanted to marry him, though he expected everything to happen. He didn't expect the unexpected to happen so fast. Lisa knew that his arrogant daughter would never agree, so she put up a front and said she'd give him an answer once Kate was convinced. When her daughter heard about it, she refused on the spot. She would never allow her father to marry the chauffeur's daughter. Jack wanted his daughter to think about it. You didn't want me to marry Auntie, and I listened to you. Now this decision has been made and it won't be changed. It might be better for everyone if you accept it as soon as possible. When the father heard about it, he scolded his daughter again for not knowing her place in the world. A rich man like the boss came to her door to express his love. That's her good fortune. Why are you so noble? If it were any other girl, she would have said yes in a second. Suddenly she got a call from her boss. He wanted to invite Lisa out to dinner to talk. When the father heard that, he immediately told his daughter to go and dress up. It was a rare opportunity. Try not to keep the boss waiting too long. So Lisa changed into a new dress that she had been saving for a long time. The boy watched the woman he loved get into the rich man's car and felt all kinds of bad, but he knew how little he weighed. So he watched silently as the two disappeared before his eyes. Soon after, the two of them came to a high-end luxury goods. As long as the girl took a look at the jewelry, she had to buy it by the dozen. The first time she came to this kind of high-class shopping mall, Lisa hated to take all the things here home. The boy looked at the luxury goods in Lisa's hand. He knew he couldn't give Lisa the life she wanted. In just a few moments, she bought a lot of things she should and shouldn't have bought. That night, she once again proudly boasted to the man that after the wedding, she would become a rich and powerful woman and hoped that he would no longer disturb her life, because from the beginning to the end of her life, she had never loved him. Soon a casual and simple wedding was successfully completed. Looking at the envious eyes of the people around her, Lisa knew she had succeeded. The old man's wish had finally come true. Seeing the woman he loved marry another man, he was unhappy, but he couldn't change anything. Despite Kate's anger, she could only watch with gritted teeth as it unfolded. Lisa looked around the mansion. The day had finally come. Soon she would be able to show off to her classmates who used to laugh at her. She didn't know how long it took before Jack came slowly and took out a valuable set of jewelry from a drawer and gave it to her as a wedding gift and told her that from now on she was the boss of the house. From now on, she is the mistress of this house. Sometimes fate can be so wonderful. He never thought they'd get married, just as he and Kate's mother were married under unexpected circumstances and held each other for 20 years before she died unexpectedly, leaving him and the baby alone. Lisa wondered how much he loved her. Jack couldn't deny that he loved her and would always love her. She could have everything in this house except his heart, because no one could take Lisa's place in his heart. So he got up and left, leaving Lisa alone. She waited until the next day and still no one was there. It turned out that this wedding belonged to Lisa alone. As long as she could be a rich woman and live a luxurious life, she'd just bite the bullet and put up with it. When the woman here heard that Jack had married another woman, she couldn't stand it and scolded her brother for being useless. When her brother saw that her sister was being irrational, he gave her a slap on the wrist and reassured her that he would never let anyone hurt her. He would make Jack pay dearly. Soon after, Lisa came downstairs, all dressed up and ready to go. She was finally able to see the mansion in all its glory, without having to look anyone in the eye. Kate looked up and saw her in her mother's clothes and couldn't help but yell at her for having the courage to wear them. She couldn't understand why she wasn't liked anywhere. After Lisa's marriage, the boy was a complete wreck, but he still believed that one day he would be able to impress Lisa with his heart. As soon as Jack got home, he excitedly told her that a relative was coming over. Looking at her clothes, he felt something was missing and quickly brought another set of jewelry from the closet. Lisa subconsciously suspiciously asked if they belonged to Kate's mother. Jack knew his daughter must have said something, so he reassured her that he had bought it especially for her. With Lisa's permission, he put it on her personally. Since marrying into the mansion, the expensive jewelry she once couldn't even dream of is now a piece of cake. It's like she told her best friend. Once she married into the mansion, she would have an endless supply of pocket money, and now it's come true and she can't get used to it. He sent his wife home and Jack went back to work. When word got out that he was marrying the chauffeur's daughter, the office was abuzz. The newlywed Lisa came home for the first time. Now that her daughter is a different person, her father's attitude has changed 380 degrees. Even though her father used to scold her all the time, Lisa took out all the cash in her purse and gave it to her father. The old man agreed to do so, but he excused himself and left the house. When the boy heard that Lisa had come home, he rushed over. Looking at Lisa's determined eyes, the boy held back his grief and gave her his blessing before turning away.